Theoretical recap. Before diving into the workshop, let's consolidate the core concepts you've encountered so far. A network is made up of hosts, any device with an IP address, computer, smartphone, printer, router, smart TV, links, the physical or wireless connections between those devices, and packets, the units of data exchanged across those links. Your home network is a real, live example of these abstractions. At the center sits your router/gateway, which connects your local network, LAN, to the Internet, WAN. Every device on your LAN receives a private IP address, typically in the 192.168.x.x, or 10.xxx range, while the router holds a single public IP address visible from the Internet. A common beginner mistake is conflating the router with the modem. The modem handles the ISP connection, the router distributes it locally. Another frequent confusion is between IP addresses and MAC addresses. IP addresses are logical and can change. MAC addresses are hardware-burned identifiers. Keep this distinction sharp. A mental model that helps: think of your home network as an office building. The router is the reception desk, the only point of contact with the outside world. Each room is a host, internal corridors are links, and envelopes circulating between rooms are packets. This workshop will make these concepts tangible by having you actively discover and document every component of your own network. Workshop brief. This workshop challenges you to produce a complete, documented map of your home network. The goal is not merely to list devices, but to understand the role of each node, the nature of each link, and the logical addressing scheme in use. This is a foundational skill in cybersecurity. You cannot protect or audit what you cannot see. Network reconnaissance on an authorized perimeter, your own home, is the safest and most ethical environment to start practicing. Begin by inventorying your environment manually before touching any tool. Walk through your home and list every device you believe is connected to your network. Computers, smartphones, tablets, smart TVs, gaming consoles, IoT objects, smart bulbs, thermostats, speakers, printers, and any network storage, NAS. Write this list down. This step trains your habit of forming a hypothesis before running automated tools, a critical mindset in pen testing. Next, access your router's administration interface, typically reachable at 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1 via a browser. Check the label on your router if unsure. Log in with the administrator credentials, often printed on the device or in its manual. Navigate to the Connected Devices or DHCP Client section. Record each device's hostname, IP address, and MAC address. Note any device you did not anticipate finding. This discrepancy between your manual list and the router's list is itself a security observation worth documenting. Then, use a network scanning tool to actively probe your LAN. Install and run Nmap, available on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows, or use a graphical alternative such as Angry IP Scanner or the mobile app Thing if you prefer a lighter start. Run a basic host discovery scan against your local subnet, for example, Nmap SN 192.168.1.0 out of 24. Compare these results against your router's list and your initial manual inventory. Document every discrepancy. For each discovered host, try to identify its role, client, server, gateway, IoT, its operating system if detectable, and which link type connects it, Ethernet or Wi-Fi. If you feel confident, attempt a basic port scan on one or two of your own devices. Nmap F your device IP greater than and note which services are exposed. Finally, produce a network diagram. You may use any tool you are comfortable with: Draw.io, free, browser-based, LibreOffice Draw, pen and paper photographed, or even a structured text representation. The diagram must show all hosts with their IP addresses, the router/gateway at the center, the type of link, wired versus wireless, for each connection, and any device segmentation you observe, for example, a guest Wi-Fi network. Accompany your diagram with a written commentary, minimum one paragraph per host category, explaining what you found, what surprised you, and what you would flag as a potential security concern if this were a professional audit. Advice and guidance. Do not be discouraged if Nmap returns fewer devices than expected. Some devices block ICMP ping by default and will not respond to a basic ping sweep. Try the PN flag if you suspect a device is online but not appearing. If you are on Windows and Nmap is unfamiliar, Angry IP Scanner offers a simpler GUI with comparable results for this exercise. If you live in a shared flat or have limited control over your router, focus on the devices you own and document honestly what you were able to access. Ethical boundaries matter. Never scan networks you do not own or have explicit permission to scan. You are fully authorized to consult your previous course materials, welcome and chapter goals, basic vocabulary of a network, and any internet resource you find useful, including official Nmap documentation, nmap.org, tutorials, and community forums. You may work alone or ask someone for help. The important thing is that the analysis, the written commentary, and the diagram are your own work and reflect your actual understanding. You have 4 hours to complete this workshop. This is a realistic estimate for a first-time network mapping exercise including reading, tool installation, scanning, and documentation. You must submit your completed work, diagram plus written commentary, before the deadline expires. Late submissions will not be evaluated in the same cycle. Structure your submission clearly. Label each section, include screenshots of your scan outputs where relevant, and make sure your diagram is readable.